Hello again and welcome to another episode of Affinity for Commander. My name is Alex.
And my name's Martin.
And today we have another EDH gameplay video for you. Before we begin though, we would like to apologise for some of the glare in the video. We will make some tweaks to our setup and hopefully have the issue fixed by the next one. My commander is Karametra, God of Harvests. My opening hand contains Herald of the Pantheon, Mesa Enchantress, Darksteel Mutation, Sterling Grove, Nylea's Presence, Wooded Foothills, and a Forest.
My commander is Meren of Clan Neltoth. I keep an opening hand of Elvish Visionary, Sakura Tribe Elder, Acidic Slime, Jared's Orders, Golgari Rot Farm, High Market, and a Forest.
I won the dice roll and decide to go first. I play my Wooded Foothills and pass.
I play a Forest and pass the turn. During my end step, Alex taps and sacrifices his Wooded Foothills, losing a life. He searches his deck for Temple Garden, having it come into play tapped.
Moving to my turn, I play a Forest and then cast Nylea's Presence, enchanting my Forest. I draw a card from Nylea's Presence and then pass the turn.
On my turn I play High Market and cast Elvish Visionary. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card and then pass the turn back to Alex.
I play a Sungrass Prairie and then cast Mesa Enchantress. I then end my turn.
During my turn I cast Sakura Tribe Elder. I then play Golgari Rot Farm, bouncing High Market back to my hand, and pass the turn.
On my turn I cast Sterling Grove. This triggers Mesa Enchantress and allows me to draw a card. I then play a Grasslands and pass the turn.
I play a Forest and cast Creekwood Liege. Going to combat, I attack with both Elvish Visionary and Sakura Tribe Elder. Alex declares no blockers and takes 4 damage. I then pass the turn.
I start my turn by playing a Plains, then cast Herald of the Pantheon, whose ability makes all of my enchantments cost 1 less. I cast Darksteel Mutation, targeting Martin's Creekwood Liege. This causes both Mesa Enchantress and Herald of the Pantheon to trigger. This gains me 1 life and draws me a card. I then sacrifice my Grasslands to find a Forest from my deck and put it into play. I cast Courser of Crucifix, allowing me to gain 1 life and draw another card. Per Courser's ability, I play off the top card of my library revealed, which turned out to be a Tranquil Expanse. I then pass the turn.
For my turn I cast Acidic Slime. I target Alex's Sterling Grove with the Slime's Enter the Battlefield trigger, destroying it. I then pass the turn.
I untap, draw Tranquil Expanse, and reveal a Plea for Guidance on top of my library. I then cast my commander, Karametra, God of the Harvests, who enters as a creature, given that my devotion to white and green is 7. I then gain 1 life and draw a card, revealing the top card of my library to be Commune with the Gods. I play a Tranquil Expanse and gain a life from Courser of Crucifix. Then I cast Mana Bloom, which enters the battlefield with 1 counter on it. As a result of casting Mana Bloom, I gain a life and draw 1 card. I reveal a Forest on top of my library and pass the turn.
On my turn I play Tainted Wood. I then cast my commander, Meren of Clan Neltoth. I play Winding Constrictor and sacrifice Sakura Tribe Elder to search my library for a swamp and put it onto the battlefield. This gives me 2 experience counters thanks to Winding Constrictor. I then go to my end step and bring back Sakura Tribe Elder with Meren's ability.
After my draw step, I reveal Verdurine Enchantress as being on top of my library, and then cast Commune with the Gods. I reveal Verdurine Enchantress, Sigil of the Empty Throne, 2 Forests and a Plains. I put the Verdurine Enchantress into my hand and the rest into my graveyard. I then reveal Miari's Wake as being on top of my library. I play a forest, gaining a life, and then cast Plea for Guidance. I search my library and put Ground Seal and Miari's Wake into my hand. I then reveal the forest as being on top of my library and pass turn.
During my turn, I cast Yeheni, Undying Partisan. I then go to combat and attack with Yeheni, Sakura Tribe Elder, Elvish Visionary, and Acidic Slime. Alex blocks Yeheni with Karametra, Elvish Visionary with Courser of Krufix, and Sakura Tribe Elder with Herald of the Pantheon. Before damage, I flash in Dictate of Erebos. I then sacrifice Elvish Visionary to Yeheni to give them indestructible until the end of turn. This gives me 2 more experience counters and causes Alex to sacrifice a creature. Alex chooses to sacrifice Courser of Krufix, and since Alex's devotion to green and white is now less than 7, Karametra is no longer a creature and is removed from combat. I then sacrifice Sakura Tribe Elder to its own ability and put a forest onto the battlefield from my library. I gain 2 more experience counters and Alex sacrifices Herald of the Pantheon to Dictate of Erebos. Alex then takes 2 damage from the unblocked Acidic Slime. Moving to my end step, I bring back Elvish Visionary with Meren's ability and pass the turn.
In my upkeep, Mana Bloom returns to my hand. I then cast Miari's Wake and draw a card from Mesa Enchantress. I tap a forest for 2 green mana, using 1 to replay Mana Bloom, drawing a card from Mesa Enchantress. I then cast Hallowed Burial. In response to this, Martin sacrifices all of his creatures to Yeheni, gaining 7 experience counters and causing me to sacrifice Mesa Enchantress due to Dictate of Erebos. Yeheni is then placed in the bottom of Martin's library and I pass the turn.
During my turn, I recast Meren and then cast Buried Alive. I place Hornet Queen, Avenger of Zendikar, and Ravenous Chupacabra into my graveyard. Moving to my end step, I bring back Avenger of Zendikar from my graveyard to the battlefield using Meren's ability, creating 8 0/1 plant tokens in the process.
In my upkeep, Mana Bloom returns to my hand. I then play Verdurant Enchantress. This triggers Karametra and lets me search my library for a forest and put it onto the battlefield. I then cast Enlightened Tutor, searching my library once more and putting Ghostly Prison on top of it. Next, I cast Ground Seal and draw 2 cards. I then cast Ghostly Prison, drawing another card from Verdurant Enchantress. I cast Acidic Slime, once again causing Karametra to trigger. I find Plains with Karametra's ability, and then destroy Martin's Dictate of Erebos with Acidic Slime's Enter the Battlefield ability. I then cast Mana Bloom once more, and allows me to draw a card. I then pass the turn.
For my turn, I cast Jared's Orders. I put Reclamation Sage into my hand and Protein Hulk into my graveyard. I then cast Reclamation Sage, destroying Alex's Ground Seal. I play Viscera Seer and move to my end step, returning Protein Hulk to the battlefield with Meren's ability.
At the beginning of my upkeep, Mana Bloom returns to my hand. I then cast Emerial Shepherd, allowing me to go put a forest from my library onto the battlefield as a result of Karametra's ability. I then cast Sagada Heron's Grace. This triggers Karametra's ability and I fetch a Plains and put it into play. This in turn triggers Emerial Shepherd's ability to let me bring back Ground Seal from my graveyard to the battlefield. I then draw a card from Ground Seal, entering. I play a Grey Pelt Refuge, gaining 1 more life. I then misplay, forgetting that Ground Seal affects cards in my graveyard as well as my opponent's. I use Emerial Shepherd's ability to return Sterling Grove to my hand and then cast it. This triggers Verdurant Enchantress and I draw a card. I I then cast Burgeoning, drawing a card, and replay my Mana Bloom, drawing another card. I then pass the turn.
In my turn, I cast Putrefy, targeting Alex's Imariel Shepherd and destroying it. I then cast Vulturous Zombie, realising that I should have done this the other way around. I then sacrifice Protein Hulk to Viscera Seer. This triggers the Hulk's ability, allowing me to put Caustic Caterpillar, Scavenging Ooze, and Manglehorn into play. I then misplay, thinking that Manglehorn can destroy enchantments with its Enter the Battlefield trigger and target Alex's Sterling Grove. In response, he sacrifices the Grove to search his library for an enchantment card. He reveals Nylea, God of the Hunt, and puts it on top of his library. Alex cycles Secluded Step in my end step and proceeds to his turn.
In my upkeep, Mana Bloom once again returns to my hand. I then play a Reliquary Tower and cast Wrath of God to destroy all creatures. In response, Martin sacrifices Reclamation Sage, Manglehorn, Scavenging Ooze, Avenger of Zendikar, and 3 plant tokens to Visceral Seer to scry 1 7 times and gain 7 more experience counters. He then sacrifices a plant token to High Market to gain 1 life and another experience counter. Wrath of God then resolves and Martin gains 6 more experience counters. I then cast Nylea, God of the Hunt, triggering Karametra, allowing me to search my library for a plains and put it onto the battlefield tapped. I then replay my Mana Bloom yet again. Going to combat, I activate Nylea's ability 4 times, giving Karametra +8/+8 until end of turn, making her a 15/16 thanks to Miaru's Wake. I then declare Karametra as an attacker, and Martin takes 15 damage and 15 commander damage. I then pass the turn.
In my turn, I cast Fleshbag Marauder, causing both of us to sacrifice a creature. I sacrifice Fleshbag Marauder and Alex sacrifices Nylea. I then tap my remaining mana to cast Green Sun's Zenith and put Merciless Executioner onto the battlefield, forcing Alex to sacrifice Karametra. With no creatures left on the board, I pass the turn.
In my upkeep, Mana Bloom returns to my hand. I then play Rogue's Passage and recast Karametra. I cast Eidolon of Blossoms, triggering Karametra, and I put a Plains into play tapped from my library. I then draw a card from Eidolon of Blossoms, entering the battlefield. Next, I cast Aegis of the Gods, triggering Karametra and Eidolon, putting a forest into play, and then drawing a card. I then cast Karmic Justice, drawing a card, and Mana Bloom, drawing again. I then pass the turn.
For my turn, I recast Meren, then play Skullclamp. I then pass the turn, unable to trigger Meren's ability due to Ground Seal.
During my turn, I activate Rogue's Passage in order to make Karametra unblockable. I then attack with my commander, and Martin is unable to block her, and so takes 7 damage and 7 commander damage. This puts Martin at 21 commander damage and wins me the game.
So that's it for this episode, we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and feel free to leave a comment down below. See you next time.